Hi, I'm Steph Arnaldo, lifestyle and entertainment reporter for Rappler, and I am here with my lovely team. So, Isa Abad and Juno Reyes from the lifestyle and entertainment team, Jaira Boledo, our justice reporter by day and pageant reporter by night, and Russell Koo from digital communications.
Hi.
So, how's everyone doing at 1 a.m.? Kaya pa ba?
Good morning.
Good morning na pala. So we're all gathered here tonight, this morning, to discuss the recently concluded Miss Universe Philippines 2024 Coronation Night, which just ended a few minutes ago. So the result is si Manalo ay nanalo. So that's Chelsea Manalo from Bulacan. Let's start by asking how do we all feel about the winner and her performance tonight. So, Isa.
I think that was like a very surprising decision kasi if we're going to base it on the predictions ng pageant pages, performance sa prelims, I feel like, because if I'm right, bago si Chelsea, like compared to like the loaded lineup that we have right now, that we have like several pageant veterans who are like very matunog. Tsaka maayos rin naman. I mean, they were performing well sa pre-pageant challenges. So, parang this was very surprising when it was announced that she was the winner. I think if we're going to base it sa mga predictions, yung top 10, pasok siya sa mga predictions. Medyo na lang sa top 5 na ang daming surprising movements. So, yeah.
Jairo?
It was really surprising, especially for pageant fans, because they were really rooting for Bulacan because for the longest, when the pageant was running through, she was not in every list of those favorite ng fans. But during the prelims, she performed really well. She was a standout in swimsuit and evening gown. So she was put in the top 10 list of frontrunners, but not on the top 5. So I think it has something to do with the strategy of Miss Universe Philippines. As we know, the strategy of Miss Universe Philippines is sending a different queen each year. And if I'm not mistaken, Bulacan is the first Filipino Black American, Filipino American African who will represent the Philippines at the Miss Universe stage. And it also boils down to the strategy of Miss Universe Philippines sending a different mold beauty queen in Mexico. Because in Mexico, as we know, it's a land of Latinas. And talaga magpupukpukan yung mga Latinas, matatangkad, mga, voluptuous bodies and all. So it will be a good strategy to send someone who is different from the regular mold that will be sent to Mexico. So I think that's a good strategy. If we're gonna look at the history of Miss Universe held in Mexico in 2007, I think it was a candidate from, if I'm not mistaken, is it Zimbabwe or Trinidad or Tobago, who landed in the top 10. She was among the fan favorite during the Miss Universe 2007 in Mexico. So I think Miss Universe is going with that strategy.
I see.
Tsaka going back to the top 5 misses, parang ang daming, as I've said before, yun yung sobrang gulatan na with the announcements. Kasi we dropped Iloilo, Alexi Brooks na
Cebu.
Na matunog rin sa social media, and then Bacoor's VVV. Tapos na nangyari na yung paunti-unti ng announcement sa top 5 after the question and answer segment. Taguig was also one of the frontrunners na talagang nagulat tayo when she was announced like 4th runner-up. And I think one of the biggest surprises was them announcing Atisa Manalo as this third runner-up.
Second runner-up, yeah.
And there was a lot of online buzz kasi about Atisa Like she's been the top trend and of course she is the front runner. But social media trends was really rooting for Atisa. Everyone in the MOA arena, they were really cheering for Atisa. Like you could really hear the cheers for her. So to have Chelsea win is really a surprising choice from the Miss Universe Philippines organization.
Yeah, just echoing what everyone said already. Yes, it was really a surprise. But I want to focus more on her Q&A answer. What I really appreciated about it was that she was able to embrace both her skin color and her femininity in her answer. So parang very much girls support girls yung answer niya. Because she zeroed in on the 52 other girls and then she mentioned how each of them contributed to transforming her as the woman that she is now. And then she was also able to talk about her experience as a woman of color and how she faced a lot of discrimination all her life then.
Yes, that was a nice answer.
Yeah, I just have to correct myself. It's Miss Angola, not Tanzania.
Thank you for the correction. Yes.
I cannot. Hindi ako makatulog.
Okay. So now you can sleep. Okay. Actually, I wanted to ask about the front runners and the fan favorites, and who did you think deserved a higher spot, or what other results surprised you?
Yun na yun.
Yun na yun.
I mean, yeah, I feel like the biggest surprise is Bulacan winning and Atisa not winning the title. Pero, I think that will just depend sa kung anong magiging movement ng Miss Universe Philippines organization from now on.
Yeah. I think interesting to kasi talagang everyone was looking after the front runners because this is the All-Stars edition of Miss Universe Philippines. This is the bloodbath, the hardest competition because mga veterans, mga returnees, and mga title holders actually, mga runner-up from international pageant yung mga kasali dito like si Taguig, si Cebu, si Quezon Province. So everyone was really looking and expecting that one of them will win the top round. But eventually, Bulacan surprised us all. What I find surprising also is that I thought that if ever Quezon Province won't win the top round, at least Taguig, because of her sultry look and then very Filipina, Latina features. But yeah, I think the organization has a different strategy and plan.
Okay. So before I ask you, Ross, like what the general consensus online is, I'd like to remind everyone, or that whoever's tuned in now, you can actually share your thoughts and insights with us on the Rappler Communities app in the pop culture chat room. So please feel free to type away now. So
Okay, so basically for the net-cent reactions, let's try to sum up the whole night. They were very happy with the opening numbers, especially with Marina and Michelle Dee together. But then, of course, given it was already a chaotic season because of the preliminary mishaps and glitches, they were very eagle-eyed na about they were eagle-eyed on any mistakes, any production issues. One thing they noticed is yung long runtime ng mga commercials, and nakabisado na rin nila about the sponsors who are supporting the event, just like how they were with Bel Mariano and her line in last year's pageant. Also, of course, as I said, Atisa was the favorite. They were really rooting for her, and basically they were also talking about the host. So they were talking a lot about how Gabby Garcia should be the main host next year because she really carried herself. They said how Jeannie Mai was very funny and was energetic. They were also noting about Alden Richards' announcement in the top 20, yung mga bagyo or yung mga palwan.
sample.
Palwan! So, like, bagyo!
Okay.
So basically, like, that really sparked a lot of laughter. So I guess, like, with, how the pageant season has been running, that gave a lot of laughter in the pageant fans. So at least, let's give Alden Richards some credit.
Yeah, just in. So we have our dear friend Anjo of ABS-CBN. Hi, Anjo. We're still in the venue, and after the crowning, apparently they announced immediately the title holders of other pageants as well. So the interesting here is, hindi sa top 5 lang kukuha yung title holders.
From where? Top 10?
So from top 10. So after the crowning daw ni Chelsea, according to Anjo's tweet, thank you, Anjo, pinabalik yung top 10 and then in-crown nila isa-isa. So Miss Eco is Iloilo.
Oh.
And then Miss Cosmo is Atisa Manalo. So it really depends on the deliberation. So it's not really from the top 5, which we assumed, I guess, because that's the usual, thing na ginagawa.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into that
Yes.
later.
And we'll wait for the official announcement.
Yes, all right.
Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah, we have some comments from YouTube pala. I'll read them
Okay,
out.
go.
But basically, they said that Nico Vergara said that they were rooting for Cebu and Quezon Province to win. One user said that they think Chelsea Manalo can do the work in Mexico. And then they were also talking about the cube. They were talking about Bulacan and how, as Jerry said, she surprised everyone at the prelims and became a standout. So that's so far some of the comments that we have from social media.
Okay. All right, so the rest, any thoughts on the production of tonight's show, the flow, the pace, the delays. Please feel free to share.
Honestly, all I was really hoping for was that there would be like lesser production blunders and stuff like that. Because considering like last year, remember when they had to like cancel the whole top 18, 16, and then the whole top 10, parang they had to like pinabalik yung top 18, top 16, and then lahat yun nag-compete ulit for top 5. So I was like, I hope that won't happen this year. And I just, feeling ko, hindi lang ako masyado nakapag-wish na sana binilis-bilis na yung production. Because it lasted for like more than 4 hours. It started around 8:30, and then the winner was announced around past 1 a.m. na.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like Ross mentioned kanina, the netizens were complaining about the long commercial breaks and stuff like that. So, also, speaking of delays, the preliminaries, we have to talk about the preliminaries. It was already a delayed telecast, and then na-delay pa yung airing. And then most of the announcements was like during the time that it was supposed to air, or kaya like minutes before it's supposed to air. Like, sinabi nila yung gala night was supposed to be streamed at 6 p.m. Tapos na-post siya 1 a.m. na, which is really very frustrating for pageant fans na nag-aabang. And it's also like dampens the excitement ng mga fans. And ang lungkot lang kasi most of the announcements are done like literally minutes before nung naghihintay ka na. Tapos, yun I guess one of the main concerns or reklamo ng mga pageant fans is parang most of the contents, most of the preliminaries were like, parang mapapanood mo lang siya real time if nanood ka lang ng live. So they were complaining sa comments na parang pineperahan na lang, or like they should have been free and stuff like that. But in terms of the good thing naman, I really liked Marina Summers' performance. Like I feel like it was really like a huge moment for the pageant to have like a drag queen perform sa opening. And I feel like out of all the productions ng Miss Universe Philippines in the past 5 years, this one was the best.
Yes, it was.
It was. Agreed.
And then Justin again. Oh, wow. If you're interested, who was crowned Miss Supranational, it's Baguio.
Oh.
Okay.
So I think it has something to do with the age limit. Kasi 30 hanggang 32 lang eco. So hindi pa pwede dun si Taguig. So maybe they pulled in the top 6, maybe. Top 6 maybe si Iloilo. So that's just my speculation.
Okay.
That's nice. Yun, I hope na real time yung mag-post rin yung Miss Universe Philippines, because like the previous events nila medyo late sila mag-post. Sayang naman, sana may social media. Like, diba, andito na yung anticipation ng mga tao when we the official announcements. Yun lang.
Sige, I'll try to read again more comments from YouTube right now. I think this is the one that sums up the most about tonight and the whole pageant. Sabi ni Anwar Abedin, ang daming nangyari sa Miss Universe Philippines tonight. Ang lalaan and ang daming dog show daw. So I think that's something na it's very...
On a random Wednesday night.
Exactly, on a random Wednesday night. And then others are also ranting about the production. So really shows how very... Like, as much as it's really a fun pageant, it was also a very... I really want to say chaotic.
Confusing. Until now, with the whole announcement of 4 more counts, which we're going to talk more about later, we're still so confused with what's happening.
Yeah.
The commercials and all that.
It was 99% commercials, 1% pageant daw.
True.
Daming nagsasabi.
Ayan.
Okay. All right. So this year, many changes were implemented. So aside from the mothers were allowed to join last year, this year the age limit was lifted. Before, women aged 18 to 28 were allowed to join, but now women above 29 are welcome. So do we have any favorite candidates who broke the age mold this year?
Yeah, I think it's probably Taguig and Cebu.
Okay.
Because they were really crowd favorites during their time at Miss Intercontinental. So, fun fact, both of them represented the Philippines at the Miss Intercontinental pageant. Cebu in 2014, she placed second runner-up, but she was the one who, yung gusto talaga manalo ng mga tao. And in 2015, after her, she crowned Christy to represent the Philippines at Miss Intercontinental, where Christy placed as runner-up to Miss Russia. Only after Pia was crowned Miss Universe. So after a few days, Christy was crowned the runner-up Miss Intercon.
I think we also have to give it to the Miss Universe organization as a whole na
Yeah.
they're very active or sila yung nangunguna talaga when it comes to advancing changes sa pageant
Yeah.
sphere. Like, they're allowing transgenders, like, almost a decade ago. Tapos, with the mothers and wives, and now with the removal of age limit. It's interesting na talagang very diverse na yung nagiging candidates natin. Like, remember na parang, when was it Miss Universe Philippines Quezon City, if I remember correctly? Na
Yeah.
parang like a senior citizen may nag-join. So, that was a very fresh take in our pageants.
Okay. You guys.
I think I remember like one of the top 10 candidates, and Miss Pasig is also a mother, if I remember. So I think that's something like it's really a good step also for the Miss Universe Philippines organization to like put diverse people. May si Chelsea, meron si Selena, and also si Alexi Brooks. So really, this was a lot of netizens were saying it was a strong top 10. And it was indeed a strong top 10 because they're very diverse, very different backgrounds. So you could really see that they're really trying their best, even though like, with all the issues to put something at the table.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, like the inclusion talaga of mothers, it really shows that parang it zeroes in on the idea na women can do anything. It's more like, it stands more for the message that the Miss Universe organization is trying to send. Na kahit na maraming commitments and then women parang have a lot of, they are parang their mothers, their beauty queens, and then they also have like a lot of commitments to other parang it shows na nakakaya nila lahat yon, and it really like circles back perfectly to the Miss Universe organization's advocacy. Yeah.
Okay. And another change this year, something new, is the accredited partners program. So this means only accredited partners or approved by the organization are able to select candidates from their respective localities. So do you think this is a good move moving forward and this year?
Yeah, I think it would be tawag dito because of that kasi nagkaroon tayo ng mga easy access for queens who will represent their respective towns. And it only means that pwede rin mangyari na parang even you represented your town in a certain year can be reappointed again because it will be on the discretion of the accredited partner. So that's interesting. But also, it's also interesting because we're finally adopting the Miss USA format because for the longest time, Miss USA has been doing that. So they have like district competitions or cities, and then they have like statewide competitions. And then from the 52 states or where gano'ng karami man yun yung magko-compete for the Miss Universe. So interesting lang din siya na yun. They will finally represent their respective places.
I agree with Jaira. I feel like this is the most interesting change with the pageant this year because I feel like this make like parang even ground dun sa mga candidates, especially for starting ones, compared na parang instead of like submitting an application in the national scene, tapos mostly na pwede mo makalaban are like already big names na parang hindi ko naman familiar. So I feel like this would make newbies na parang mas madali sa kana makapasok, especially if you're gonna start with the local scene.
Yeah.
And we also have to take note that parang this was the reason why Iloilo's Alexi Brooks like really gained social media traction. Na parang when she won Miss Universe Philippines Iloilo, and when they found out about her story, parang mas dumagsa yung mga pageant fans niya. So yeah, I feel like it would be nice to sustain in the next editions.
Yeah. And just to complete
Rounds.
which also gives us another confusion. The Miss Charm is not Stacy, as we expected, but it's Cyril Payumo
Of Pampanga.
of Pampanga,
I
who
think-
was part of the top 10.
Okay.
She already won Miss Tourism International in 2019. So I don't really know the reason why they didn't pick Stacy for the crown. I think she's okay with it. It's Miss Charm is actually a good pageant, so
Okay.
I'm seeing Stacy on it, but it's just sad that we won't see her.
And her answer was really, really powerful naman kanina. It was some of the more powerful answers together with the gig kanina. So it would make sense if she was for Charm.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get into that
Yeah.
soon. So another addition was the online live voting on the app. So I think it's the first
Yes.
for the pageant. I am actually not sure how they incorporated those results into the judging.
Exactly.
Walang explanation.
I feel like that's such a mess. Kasi this would be, diba, they keep on fronting that this would be the first time that pageant fans have the chance to like really participate in the voting.
Yeah.
Pero they weren't even able to explain it properly. How would the process work? Ano yung criteria? Who are the delegates that are like had the highest votes in the app?
Yeah,
So, you won't
what do
even
they
know.
win?
Parang ano nangyayari? Nagvo-vote lang ako. Is it even like doing anything? So I feel like that's really such a mess. And ayun, parang
Walang
medyo
transparency.
hindi siya na-utilize ng maayos.
Yeah.
Yung similar na in-adopt nila, I think, was during the Miss Universe 2015 where the fifth judge, kasi 4 lang yung judges if I'm not mistaken, is the live viewers. So, pwede sila mag-vote doon. Pero the difference is, every segment, pinapakita nila yung parang, who are the top 5 most voted. Parang, here are the top 5 candidates voted by fans. So, before they announce the actual top 5 or top 10, pinapakita mo nila yung sino yung pick ng fans. So, ganun din sa Miss Universe before, 2011 in Brazil. Pinapakita nila yung, habang rumarampa sa Miss Philippines, pinapakita nila yung score niya sa fan vote. May transparency pa rin. So, you can expect na, something na makaka-apekto yun sa judging or sa score niya. But this time, parang roughly nga na-mention siya, no? Parang hindi mo alam kung saan siya may incorporate, kung i-average ba siya, or weird. Hindi lang na-explain maayos.
Okay, we have actually a comment coming in from YouTube. So, Jam With Me Now says, the pageant is very confusing kasi dapat supporters should vote for their candidates to get in to the top 5. This only implies that, quote-unquote, the judges are useless. That's the exact word.
True.
What do you think about that?
I mean, like, I think it's really hard. Like, it's really vague talaga on how the fan vote was really used. And given na parang very obvious na yung who will be top 20, top 10, top 5. Actually, top 5 is a bit surprising kasi,
True.
as you guys said, Alexi didn't get in.
So many misses.
So many misses pa rin. But regardless, these are still strong candidates. But sayang lang talaga.
How about you, Juno?
Yun, may isa pang comment from YouTube. Randy Bornales, pinagkakitaan lang yung voting, that's the bottom line, it's just about the money. Ayun nga.
Especially na hindi siya free voting.
Yeah.
It's
Hindi
not?
nga rin,
I think so.
We
checked
haven't,
earlier.
disclaimer, we
We're not
haven't tried
sure.
voting.
Flavor lang po.
Please cut that out from the transcript, Your Honor.
It's like, I wouldn't think that you had to pay to vote for your
Pero that echoed the sentiments of the pageant fans nung prelims, especially like you only found out about it hours before
Yeah.
the actual
Yeah.
prelims na, okay, hindi mo malalaman yung nangyayari unless you actually watch it live. Tapos, parang, okay, paano pag wala kang pera pabili ng actual ticket for the actual performance? Because that's also a paid ticket. So, ayun lang. Buti, I mean, honestly, it feels surprising that the whole coronation live now was like streamed for free.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi sometimes parang kailangan mo bumili or something. I don't know.
Pa-iba-iba, no? Per
Yeah.
edition.
May I want ganon.
Okay, so Michelle Dee, our queen last year, gives up her reign to Chelsea.
Manalo.
Yes.
And how do you think Chelsea will follow in MMD's footsteps, and how will she perform in the international edition of the pageant? What do you guys think?
Siguro ako muna. Kasi like when Michelle Dee won in 2023, no? Like there were a lot of people who were surprised and they wanted Pauline Amelings to win. Well, Pauline eventually became first runner-up to Miss Supranational. So, and also Michelle Dee really made a lot of people love her. Like over the Miss Universe pageant. Her walk, the way that she carried herself, and they were saying that she was robbed from the top 5. So we never know talaga what will happen with Chelsea. And honestly, what we could see from her is medyo malakas siya sa Q&A.
Yeah.
So we should be open at least. And I mean, I think it's still a good choice naman pa rin. So, ayan.
Yeah. For me, I wanted to focus on this thing that Michelle Dee said during her final walk. She said, be certain of who you are. So parang I hope that Chelsea can also be firm with the advocacies that she stands for. Because if you can recall, Michelle Dee has always been vocal about her autism awareness advocacy. So hopefully Chelsea can also follow through on that, like Michelle Dee.
I think, yeah, she has big shoes to fill. Kasi out of like the 5 Best Universe Philippines queens, like from Rabia, Bea, Celeste, and then Michelle. I feel like Michelle has like the very, alam mo na, para solid yung framing niya when it comes to when she joined the pageant. And I feel like that was something na para talagang nag-bloom after she was crowned Miss Universe Philippines 2023. Because remember, di ba, after her crowning, like mixed reactions pa yung nakuha ni Michelle. But
Yeah.
she was able to prove everyone that she really deserved the title. And even now, para when you're gonna look back on her reign, talagang ang ganda pa rin. Like we were saying that she even deserved the top 5 finish in the international edition. So I feel like that's something that Chelsea could do na parang it doesn't mean na parang mixed reactions yung win ngayon. Diba? Parang you're gonna let it get to you. Just like, I feel like with proper preparation. So I'm really excited to what she's gonna offer at the international stage.
Oh, I'm so excited for her kasi really, I mean, kasi it's something new. I mean, it's just not my bet, you know, she's not my pick to win. But I'm really excited and happy for her kasi she performed really well. I mean, if we're gonna be objective about it, she answers the question well. Diba, she has conviction. She speaks well. Her swimsuit performance is flawless. Her gown, I love some details of it, but not really a fan of it. But she carried it really well, and she's stunning. So I think she will really perform well as long as she will have the right team with her. And tama yung sinabi ni Michelle Dee, that's the secret in representing the Philippines. You have to know what you have to bring to the table, to the international stage, especially that she's from Bulacan. So Bulacan has really, rich culture that she can bring in her national costume, in her evening gown, that could help her to, really represent the Philippines really well. And it's the first time that, it's another time that we're seeing another colored Filipina who will represent us at the Miss Universe stage. So it's really exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, she reminds me of Miss Angola 2011. Leila Lopes, she's very captivating and beautiful. So I hope she will have that aura during the finals night of Miss Universe.
True. Tsaka I think her being like a newbie in the pageant scene will also be like, I hope she could use it like as a strength.
Yeah.
Because diba, the previous 2 editions, like we have Celeste like from Earth to Universe, and then Michelle with World to Universe. So parang they all had their own experiences. Pero ngayon, I feel like, I hope with Chelsea, the same way that Bea was also a new front runner. And then she even did like top 5, diba, si Bea? So I feel like it doesn't really matter if like mayroon siyang pageant experience. But like, yeah, I think
Her performance.
Yes.
Although she joined, I think, 2020 Miss World Philippines, 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But she was not among the
Top
winners. Yeah, only in top 10, top 15.
So this is her chance now, and
Yes.
we're all excited for her journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so lastly, what we've been talking about since a while ago, the 4 new crowns that were just announced behind the curtains, tama? Parang
After the-
insider info. Let's round it up. Supranational is Miss Baguio.
Yes.
And then Eco International, Iloilo. Yes. Cosmo is Atisa, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And then Charm is Cyril
Pampanga.
from Pampanga. I wonder why it wasn't announced live. I thought it would be announced at a later ceremony. What do you guys think about the results and this new addition?
For context, this wasn't the first time that they had like a separate counting ceremony. Because remember last year, we had Pauline Amelings for Miss Supranational also, and Krishna Gravides, Miss
Krishna.
Charm. Pero yung counting, their counting was also, their proclamation was also after the actual counting ceremony ni Michelle Dee. Just like last year, na-tease na rin tong counts na to before the actual coronation. So we're all aware that they're also fighting for other titles. For me, honestly, I'm really confused kung bakit nga nangyayari tong crowning ceremony like behind the scenes, diba?
Yeah.
Please answer us.
We can only speculate about it. Katulad nga nasabi ko kanina, I think Baguio is perfect for Supranational. She has the supermodel vibes because that's what Supranational is looking for. Pretty face, and then amazing walk, and then amazing comm skills like Pauline and Mutia Datul in 2013. So pretty talaga yung hinanap ng Supranational. So she's perfect for that. Eco International, I thought it was for Taguig sana, kung hindi naman siya Miss Universe. Pero kasi hanggang 32 lang yung age limit. So hindi siya pasok kasi she's 34. So I think Iloilo is a good choice for it as well. Cosmo is a bit downgrade. Sorry for the term, but it's a downgrade for Atisa Manalo because she already
Especially after finishing first runner-up.
she almost won Miss International 2018, and the only joke among pageant fans, hello fans, na may birthday lang ni Miss Venezuela no kaya nanalo si Miss Venezuela. So I think it will be interesting to look after Atisa in the next days if she will resign or if she will really accept the title.
Because Cosmo is a new pageant.
Yeah, it's relatively new. I think it was only in 2022. It was based in Vietnam. It's not yet well known, established. Yeah, unlike Miss International, one of the major pageants in the world. And then lastly, we have Miss Charm for Miss Cyril Payuma of Pampanga. I'm really confused why Stacy was not the one picked for that title, especially that she fit the age limit. Maybe she did not accept it. I don't know. It's just speculation.
We don't know.
Yeah. Maybe she wants to join again and she resigned. I don't know. Can only speculate.
And do we have any answer as to why there has to be a separate crowning ceremony?
Yes, because Kun An, the new owner of Miss Universe, doesn't want to crown or to have another titles during Miss Universe pageants in national stages. So last year, the Miss Universe Philippines implemented a separate ceremony because yun nga, ayaw nga ni Kun An ng ganong na may kahalong ibang pageant. So I think they're just following the protocols.
Which is also why last year they made the Miss Philippines pageant, remember? That was the time na competition also. And then, which makes this whole more confusing because last they proclaimed, and if I'm looking at it correctly, February 2024, meron nagkaroon ng separate proclamation yung the Miss Philippines organization regarding sa mga winners for that specific pageant. We have
Miss
Bulacan's
too.
Alethea Ambrosio as Miss Supranational 2024, and then the other titles are
Miss
Cebu City's
Eco.
Chantal is representing Philippines and Miss Eco International. We have Southern California's Hannah Uyan and Miss Eco Teen. So parang nagko-conflict yung mga titles. Because if we're basing this on the other pageant, meron na silang mga sinabing Miss Supranational Philippines 2024.
Yeah, I think this messes up the timeline. So,
We're not sure if yung announced ngayon will be Miss Supranational Philippines 2025.
But likely, I think they're gonna represent the Philippines in 2025. So parang we're a year advance.
True. So we need an official announcement from the Miss Universe Philippines organization. This is a knock.
Yeah, and it also could also mean that maybe the Miss Philippines pageant is already, will no longer hold separate pageant because they already crowned the 2025 winners. So they're not gonna crown or they're not gonna hold another pageant for next year.
Sorry, go lang.
Honestly, it makes the whole following thing about the
Very
whole
confusing.
budget super confusing. So I just hope they make it more organized.
Clear.
Next time.
Everything more organized.
Yes.
And some mga tweets during the crowning of the separate winners, there was the Miss Philippines logo on the stage, which makes it even more confusing. May pageant ba next year? What will happen to the Miss Philippines pageant? Kasi that's supposed to give those queens a chance. So it's medyo disappointing. How about the other queens who actually wanted a shot at that pageant?
Okay.
That's all.
Yes, I think we covered a lot of ground tonight. So I want to thank you all for sharing your super valuable insights. And for everybody tuned in on YouTube and the Rappler Communities app, thank you also. And please continue sharing your thoughts because we would love to hear what you think. So again, I'm Steph Arnaldo. This is Isa, Juno, Jairo, and Russ. And thank you so much for watching and tuning in with us.
Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. Good morning, universe.